Hello everyone, welcome to episode 2 of Megaman 03. In the last part we started off the game and got an S rank, hell yeah. And now we're gonna continue on and do the first two missions of the game. One of which is a gorilla attack, which actually she's explaining right now. 2 of the 4 missions are tracking down the Dark Elf, the other 2 are gorilla missions against Neo Arcadia. And Zero's pretty much saying, you're not alone in this, blah 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 blah. Exposition, little. And now we're heading off to what is usually my first stage, Children in Harabitas, or however the hell you pronounce it, stage, which is the water-themed one, of course. Actually, I actually do really like this stage. Dark Elf detected. Beginning pursuit. Now, the thing is with the recoil rod that we got at the end of the last part is that it is actually not only is it mandatory, but it's actually used throughout the game to solve the game's puzzles, which I actually really like, unlike the unnecessary chain rod. Who the heck are you? You must be after that Dark Elf too, am I right? You'll have to get past me first. And unlike other stages, we actually see the boss right here. However, she will be riding in that mech the entire time, and we have to stay ahead of it and press switches that lower the water level for the boss at the end. And this is actually a fairly annoying stage gimmick. First off, they'll come down here for a secret disc. Now, I recommend you're constantly dashing. Just be careful not to dash into any spikes. Once you press the switch, there's no need to stay there any longer. Just continue onwards, because this is a constant rush stage. Whenever you hear a little frog-like sound in the background, that is the boss's mech destroying the switch, because once it passes the switch, it destroys it. In one of my outtakes, I'd actually barely beat me here. I actually got killed by the sound wave if I hit that one. I want that super disc. But also, there's 2 sections to the stage with a mini-boss in between. You only need to get... There's only 2 switches per, so you don't need to worry after getting the second one of each. Also, one little thing I do like is that it actually destroys the environment of the level, which is actually really cool. And we are actually coming up on the mini-boss of the stage. And it's the Dark Elf. Zero. Dark Elf. Stop it. And now we see that apparently the Mega Man Zero games have some sort of weird obsession with angelic creatures, because this pantheon has been transmorphed into something glorious. Which is also a fairly annoying mini-boss. It's not because it's a hard boss, it's just because he's really hard to predict what he's going to do. And plus that, I have never been able to dodge that laser 100% successfully. Well, that'd just be me very kind of meh at the game, or otherwise, you decide. But overall, this isn't a very hard mini-boss. It doesn't take that many charge shots compared to other bosses in the series. And he's done. And welcome to the second half of the stage. Now, you're going to need to be on your tiptoes for this one, constantly dashing, because the 2 switches in this one are at points where you actually have to be very well ahead of the mech to actually get to. Mostly because of these giant pillars that the boss can bowl right through. And now we're safe. And it also means that the boss is going to be at its easiest, because the boss is actually fairly challenging if it's at its highest level. But it's overall not hard whatsoever. And we're at the boss. What a pain you are. I thought you'd be easier to scare off than that. No more games. I'm Childre in Arabita, one of Wiel's numbers. I'll see that smug face of yours frozen with fear. Now, she's an ice... that's right, she is an ice-type boss, and... Alrighty then, that was weird. So, I recommend... So, if you have the fire chip, use it here. But as you can see, because of the lowness... Because of how low the water is, all of her attacks are kind of failing. All this would be doing really bad residual stuff had I been at lower altitude, had the water been higher, but because of where I'm at, this is pathetically easy. And dead. You're kidding me. Why is this happening to me? Why? Because you're evil! That and Wiel's an asshole. And... Booyah! S rank. From what I can tell, actually, I think this game uses your average for your rank, which is kind of odd. And we got the splash jump chip, which is very good for jumping on water, and the not only the ice chip, but the freaking what's it called, EX skill of Childre in Arabita, which is actually a fairly useful one. Also, bad news. There was like 10 EX skills in the original. There's like 12 in this one, which is fairly annoying, because that means you're going to be doing a lot of playthroughs if you want to get all of them without missing an A rank. But yeah, that EX skill is actually a lot more useful than it was in 0-2 when you got it from Harpuya. And you get an extra piece of it with the ice chip equipped. And now we're heading over to the next stage, Devil Bat Shilts. And from what I remember, the mission of this one is for you to destroy the cameras without being seen, so pretty much Metal Gear. Metal Gear Megaman. Why does that remind me of the Metal Gear Solid 3 Ape Escape missions? I love those. Or the Ape Escape 3 Metal Gear Solid missions. And I love this song so much. This game's soundtrack, I think, is the best in the series. That's a camera. Bye-bye, camera. I really do like how they introduce you to the hammer right here, because you'll actually you have to use it later on to get a secret disc by using the recoil rod's charge attack, which actually I forgot to mention, with the recoil rod's charge attack, you can actually aim it downwards, and it'll actually send you upwards, which I actually think is really cool, using physics like that. Well, not just really cool, it's pretty much platforming challenge material. But the stage in itself is not hard, and again, I think this, I gotta say, while this is easily my favorite in the Zero series, I think this is also either the easiest or the second easiest next to 0-4. But that might just be because I've played this so much. But anyway, use the charge recoil rod there, it'll break the wall. You can use it on the other side, and it'll break where the E-crystals is. You can get up here for a secret disc, which I'm not too sure what it contains myself. 115, I may have to look at that in between recordings. And from what I remember, this is the last camera. Is it? Yes it is. Once you get to the trash compactor, I think you're safe. For some reason, this level reminds me of something from, well, not only from something from 0-4, but reminds me of something from ZX Advent, but I can't remember what it is for the life of me. Trying to think about it. What was it? Well, anyway, mini-boss. Oh, Lord. This thing actually gave me a lot of trouble as a kid. What you have to do is, you have to wait for it to open up. I'd charge slash it, then dash to the other side of the screen so you don't get hit by any of the bees. The bees! Why is it always the goddamn bees? And if you get touched by that honey stuff, all that happens is that you get a bit slippery, and I think you can't climb walls. Well, if at all. But it's a very simple fight. And conveyor belts. Why are these things always around? Actually, if I remember correctly, these things... The very first time a conveyor belt was in Megaman was Megaman 2, wasn't it? In Metal Man stage? Wonder if that's actually a throwback to it. It's probably not. It's probably just a normal motion gimmick. And that's actually one thing I really do like about 0-3 especially, is that each half of the level seems to have its own little gimmick. Like, the first half has the cameras, and we're never going to see them again. This half has complete conveyor belts. Which I actually really like that gimmick. But this is actually still very easy. The only thing that might surprise you about this level is the damage output that could happen. I don't even know why I wanted to hit that. I cannot stop rocking out to this music. Sorry if I seem a bit out of it right now. It's 1:30 in the morning. I'm tired. Now, a normal person would stop the recording now and continue in the morning. And not me. Besides, we're coming up on the end of the stage anyway, because right above here is the boss door. I love it when I get random dropped secret discs, because all they really are is bio of the enemy, but I still like getting them. And we're at the boss. Well, if it isn't the legendary hero, the mechanoids do all the repairs on their own. So I was just trying to enjoy a little tea break. How dare you disturb my peace and quiet? Where are your manners, Sir Hero? I, Devilbat Schilt, of Wiel's numbers, shall educate you. Well, this is quite the gentlemanly Batman. The first lesson of a gentleman must learn is refinement is. Intruders are to die without a fuss. Holy crap, I actually just realized this guy's Batman. Thank God he's not talking with a gruff voice. But anyway, he's electric elemental, so use the ice chip on him, and watch out for some of his attacks, because as I learned, his S-rank attack can be kind of hard to dodge on an emulator that has some weird frame skipping issues. I have to think this is where he does it, yeah. He fires lasers at the ground, and they all go around. But sadly, we won't be seeing S-rank skills much longer. Kick. No manners at all. Trying to define Lord Wiel. What dismal behavior. Kick. I'm exploding now. And A rank. Sadness. But we got the Thunderbolt body chip and Devilbat Shilt's EX skill, which is another one of the best ones, which it's I believe it was Leviathans in 0-2, where you charge downwards with the saber, which is much more useful than you think it would be. But with that, the Recycling Plastic Commission, which is very good for us. Also from that we got the Lightning Chip, which is one I like to keep on until we get a certain one later on. I do like how the EX skills actually take different attributes depending on the element that you have equipped. And anyway, as I'm feeding some elves, I'm going to end things off here. Thank you guys for watching, rate, comment, subscribe, all that kind of stuff, and next time on Mega Man 03, we're going to continue through the next 2 missions. And by the way, I still won't be using these elves until much later, once I get all the EX skills. I'm actually just hoping that glitch doesn't happen again, but I'm going to see you guys next time. See you guys then.